Hey everybody, so I'm foraging wild plants today, and particularly I am focusing on the burdock plant. And one of the reasons I'm doing this right now is that these plants have started to create burrs, and that's very dangerous for our dogs on our farm and other wildlife. And so I'm going to be harvesting by first taking the burrs and flowers off the top and putting them in a secure bag that I can be disposed of if I just stick them in my burn pile. They tend to get loose, so I will be watching those carefully. I wanted to let you know that the burdock is not native to the Pacific Northwest or even the US. And here's the chickens helping me talk. Great. And all right, you guys, pipe down over there. And it comes from Asia and Europe, and it was probably brought here for food and medicine because it's a highly nutritious plant and the best kind of medicine you can imagine. Now, we have several of these on the farm, and they came in, and they're just a very interesting plant. We've got small ones right here, starting to create flowers, and we've got bigger ones like this one is huge, and it's got a lot of flowers and also the burrs. So I'm going to be cutting them off and telling you a little bit about burdock. It is actually incredibly medicinal. The leaves and the root are harvested for medicine. The leaves, because they're a bitter, and even though bitters are not a big deal in America, they should be, because that's what cleans your liver and your spleen and your bile ducts, and even affects your pancreas. So here's another one over here. So you see we have a big line of them. They've been very helpful during this growing season because the chickens can hide under them when the eagles come through. But for this first part, I'm just going to be cutting the burrs off the top of the plant and getting it ready to harvest the whole plant. I'm going to go for both the leaf and the root, and I'm going to show you how that I do that and tell you all about inulin. Inulin is in dock, and inulin is not insulin, so it's not the same. It is an incredible, powerful prebiotic for your gut and is very healing for people that have gut issues. So but right now we're just gonna be clipping off these flowers. Let me show you. I got a few of them on the ground right here, what they look like, you see. And really by the time they begin to flower, that's considered a little bit late. The root will have somewhat of a more bitter taste, but I find it's just perfect if I can coincide it with cutting the burrs off to save the dogs. What happens with the dogs is they get the burrs on them, they lick them, they can get them in their ears, and they can get stuck in their throats. So combing them in the summertime, I'm always looking to see if they've been in burrs, because they go out in the fields where there's some growing. But this is the flower and the stem at the very top of the plant. And then down here, let me just show you what it looks like. Right down in here, you have more of a striped plant. See how it's kind of red like this? So this is the common burdock. And I'm going to get busy now. See, I've actually got my hair stuck in a bush right now. You won't believe this. Oh gosh, look it up here. I can't get my hair out. Oh gosh. Yeah, and I have a burr on my hair too. So that's a good initiation to being around this plant, and why I'm going to work on cutting the burrs off first. And I'll be back. So this is part one. Part two, I'm going to teach you how to actually harvest the plant and harvest the root. We're going to be doing some interesting things with the roots, not only drying them for tea, but I'm going to pickle some of the roots. So I'll be back. I'll see you in a bit for part two of harvesting burdock.